everybody. Welcome to Arsenal Fan Circle, the Sunday show. Preseason is loaded. Preseason's history. It's in the record books now, and we shall see how well we are prepared. Gary, the season is coming, no matter what. It starts next Saturday for us.
Hello, Ray. Hello, Tony.
Hey.
Hello, everybody in the chat. Yep. Preseason's done. It's time to work. Go to work now. Time to earn that pay.
Yes.
So yeah.
Points collecting. Let's go points collecting, Tony.
Just one game at a time, one win at a time, please.
Yeah. Let's pick up maximum points each and every week, Tony. 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. Let's bank the points.
What's your goal this week? This year, right?
Yeah.
How many points?
As I said that, I knew you were gonna challenge me. I'm gonna keep it at 90. Because if we hit 90 and we go past 90, that's a good season. Right?
Nope. Winning the title is a good season.
What's that?
Said winning the title is a good season.
There you go. Project a voice like that. Now that's what we want to hear. If you can do that, that's great. Winning the title is the objective, Gary. Number of windows now that Mikel Arteta's had. Some of the players he inherited, some of them he liked, some of them he has kept, some of them he has shelved and not used very much and sold on. But it's got to be
every single one of them he's signed or re-signed, right? So
yeah.
Okay.
Fair. AFC always said, Edu, regarding transfers, be patient. You won't be disappointed. We've been waiting all summer. And I believe when Edu says that, there's something in the works. The likes of, we saw Pedro Neto going to Chelsea in the last 24 hours. And for Pedro Neto to go to Chelsea, that means Wolves might need a player. And that player could be Nelson, right? Let's say, for instance, Reece Nelson, Gary. And we move Reece Nelson or Eddie Nketiah, which is on the books, then we have the opportunity to bring some more players in. And listen, we're going to go into the season probably. Maybe we'll get Merino this week, but we're going to be looking for a forward when we start into this season. And there's still over 2 weeks left to go in the transfer window, Gary.
Yeah, I just felt. I mean, we know how slow the process is. At least it seems for Arsenal. Are we going to be able to get a player in 2.5 weeks or whatever it is?
Well, I think we'll get one in the door, and then it'll take another week or two to acclimatize.
Well, no, get them signed in 2.5 weeks because just getting people signed takes a month so far.
Yeah.
Like Merino will probably be a month by the time he signs. Calafiori was probably about a month when he signs. We don't go through enough of the back and forth until 2-3 weeks after we've started the conversation. So I like to see them kind of fast track these things, but I'm only going by what I've seen so far. I find it hard to believe we're going to be able to fast track these things by not paying, the release clauses, right? If we're not paying the release clauses, then it's going to be a lot of back and forth. Like we paid for Partey because there was no back and forth. You just paid the league and you moved on. So are they? Yeah.
Well, I think, Gary, there's enough in the squad right now to start the season, and we add a couple more pieces.
I don't know. There's enough. There's not enough to start the season because we need these pieces. So, like in the door, we should have our team, even if they're not starting and stuff like that. Game one, we should have them in the door. I think when you start getting into the season, it gets even harder to, as you say, acclimate them. So
yeah, we had Lawrence go on a bit of a rant on Thursday night. So I've not banned Lawrence. He's got the link. Lawrence has the link. But do you need Tony and Lawrence together? Teaming up. Do we need that?
Yeah. No. Oh, did I say that out loud?
See,
Lawrence could stay and eat his breakfast in bed or
he stole your notes,
whatever he did.
Tony. Stole your notes on Thursday.
Oh, he took Tony's notes and he flowered them up, added a little bit more color to them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
You
He
can
created
add
a
more
few more
color to
crayons.
stuff I do. You can add more color
He
to
created
what
a
I
few
do.
more crayons, which Crayola tend to do. They create the new age colors, right? Neon greens and things like that. AFC always said Martinelli looks like he's lost a yard of pace. I didn't. I saw bits and pieces of the game, but I didn't see a full 90 minutes.
I didn't
Gary,
think he lost the pace as much as he was hesitant to pull the trigger instead of I don't know what he's waiting for. Like he needed an invitation to shoot. I mean, the one opportunity he had where it was a couple opportunities he had, but there was one opportunity where it was a long pass. He was able to get in front of the defender, so it was just him it would have been just him and the goalkeeper, and he didn't even get a shot off.
Yeah.
He was trying to discern what Gabby that Arteta was yelling
You're making excuses for him. No, he screwed that up.
at. I'm not making excuses.
Just take the damn
it's
shot
just-
is what I'm saying. You're one-on-one. You get one-on-one with the defender. You get past. You get on the right side of that defender. Next thing, the only thing in your head should be, I need to put this shot on goal, and he didn't do that.
So it looks like reality will be that Martinelli and Trossard will share those minutes in that position. Is that fair?
Right now, it looks like that's going to be the case, but yeah.
Yeah. Because neither one. I mean, I think Mikel Arteta would like to go with Martinelli. He's going to give him every chance possible. He likes what he brings to the table in terms of speed, counterattacking, transitioning. But Trossard might actually show up with the.
You need the finishing touch is what you need, right? Trossard has that, not Martinelli.
Project your voice a little.
I said you need the accuracy that
Yeah.
that Trossard brings you.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Trossard's not going to get the lightning quick speed that Martinelli has. But Martinelli could adapt some of the efficiencies that Trossard gives us in front of goal as well. And that's what we're kind of waiting for Martinelli a little bit, I feel. Wenger said Champions League place is a trophy. He literally started this whole mentality. Very possible. Very possible. Kings of the Emirates, you'll never sing to that. Yeah. I'm not going to celebrate this win. It's just a preseason game as well. Better get Alonso in the house before things get out of hand. Today's game again shows why we need a clinical striker to win the league.
We need a clinical forward. Somebody was saying.
Doesn't matter where he's at.
Striker is not all. I mean, we have players that can get themselves in the right positions, but we need somebody that can put it home. Doesn't matter right, left, center. It doesn't matter. We need it. That's what we're missing. And we saw it today. Right? I mean, we pretty much dominated that game in terms of attack and possession and all of that. At least I believe we did. And we put ourselves in really good positions to score, and not one shot from open play went in. Right? I mean, that's happened to us all the time. And then when your free kicks aren't working, guess what? It's 0-0, right? Today, we had really good, set pieces, right?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't happen all the time because, I mean, I don't think Lyon was ready for that, right? But
no. I think Gary, last season we tracked at about 40% set piece goals. So Nic Jover is doing a good job with the corners and set piece routines.
It's funny, last year they did what they do every year. They seem to listen to me. I was talking about we weren't converting on the set pieces, and we started scoring the headers.
So you just need to start talking about open playing, scoring goals from open play. Tony, and it will happen. So, can you launch a campaign to do that?
I'll just put one of those little goals inside the big goals so they know what to shoot.
Yeah. Craig goes on to say, we need that striker, and Ivan Tony's the answer. We can get him for 40, 50, maybe even a little bit less right now. It's a no-brainer. I was a little bit sweet on Tony last season, but kind of went away from him. Well, maybe we need more in that position. It's difficult.
You quickly move past your sweetheart, right?
What?
You have these presses and you quickly move away from them.
You're breaking up, Tony.
Yeah, I thought it was just me. I thought you have been able to, Tony, because Gary, you spend so much time with Tony.
I spend so much time. What? If this is too much, then I need to cut down. My doctor says.
I said so much. I didn't say too much.
Oh man!
I thought you'd be able to pick up as
there's a lot
finish his sentences or something.
No.
Tony, what were you saying about Ivan Tony? Tony.
That you have these presses and you quickly move away from them.
Well, no, I have
it
for Trossard.
And the season before.
No, I have it for Trossard, and that has just continued to blossom, Tony. Trossard came here, as Gary knows, with the credentials. He did it against Liverpool at Anfield, and he's continued to be our second most productive player behind Saka, only behind Saka. What
about Yuri? You gave up on Yuri. He could help us.
Yuri Tielemans. Yeah. All right. But Gary, what do you think about what are the forward options in your eyes? There's a few names out there.
I think Gyökeres is probably the number one. I think Osman. I'm hearing Osman is not at this point on our list, and I guess it sounds like Tony's not on our list either. So if Edu's right about something happening,
not Tony.
For me, that should be Gyökeres, right?
Yeah.
We don't need somebody that can come in and necessarily compete right away for Havertz's position. But if you're talking about a player who will be here and probably eventually will push him to the bench or push him out wide or whatever the case may be, then Gyökeres is that player. Sesko would have been a similar player, right? Where they weren't kind of come in and immediately probably be fighting for starting position, but they would be coming in with the talent to do that eventually. So
it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna say something that you and I might have a discussion about. If we bring in Gyökeres in, right? Does he have the same status as Havertz on the field? You know what I mean? Younger player, hasn't been in the game as much, but at the end of the day, he might score more goals than Havertz would.
I think so. I think Havertz might play more games, but he might score more goals. It's because of I think the talent is there. I think everything he needs to do might be the thing that keeps him off the bench, or just the fact that he comes in late. So I think. I think if you put the ball in, like the one Havertz shot that he had in the game, you're like, you got to put that on target, my man. And he didn't put it on target. And, if that's Gyökeres, we're definitely expecting it to be on target. The goalkeeper's going to have to make a save. And, I think Havertz expected him to score. Let's see, did he miss it or did he just not? It wasn't a shot just went to the goalkeeper. But I think when you have a striker in there, they put a little bit more force on that ball and a little better placement where they can get it past the goalkeeper. And I think that's what we're looking for, and I think Gyökeres gives a lot more of that, and so I think that's. But like I said, once again, I haven't seen much of what he's been doing, so I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know if I haven't seen enough of what he's been doing to say, okay, that's his style of play. Now, I watched it probably way back when this all happened, but I haven't yet. Yeah, Tony's kitchen looks like the pharmacy, man. Just
It
you
looks like
you pull
CVS.
pull a ticket and then like, where can I see your prescription? What's your last name?
Look like the
All right.
chemist or the pharmacy, depending on which country you're looking.
It's got like a
That's why I
tablet
decided to take it down.
for every hour. It's got like a tablet. It's like
Yeah, we don't need to be talking about drugs here. I mean the beneficial drugs on this show, but the Arsenal are our drug here. But yeah, I mean this is true. Rule is true. Havertz is younger than Gyökeres, but the status, Havertz's status is probably higher. His star is higher than Gyökeres right now. I'm just wondering how we make it look. How we bring in an acquisition that's going to be complementary to the forward ranks. So you look at a Gyökeres, or you look at the latest one was a Simone Adingra from Brighton. That's a young up and coming prospect as well, which a lot of Arsenal fans might not, myself included, might not be completely on board with.
It's a 6 month difference, which I guess is big, but it's just 6 months. So it's not like they're years apart or something like that. So, yeah, Gyökeres is older, but it's by 6 months. So is it that much? Is Havertz that much younger? In maybe in football sense, but Havertz has been in the league. I don't know. It always seemed like Gyökeres was the younger one, but he's more. He seems more accomplished. He seems more accomplished at his craft than Havertz is, right? It doesn't matter what league you're in, but if you can show that your talents are pretty good, then when you that's why you test yourself. So hopefully that's what he gets to do.
So that's Gyökeres. We know he can score goals, and he can probably take it to the next level at Arsenal as well, because he will have better players around him. Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Trossard, Jesus, just to say a few. Declan Rice as well. So we know definitely if we are patient, like Edu says, and wait, something good is coming at the end of the window, because
that right there doesn't make any sense. You can't be patient at the end of a window, because guess what? It ends. Right? Like the whole thing, like if we're waiting, if like nothing happens until Nketiah is gone, Eddie's still here. Right? Yeah. So we know that certain times there's always a trigger that allows a trigger happens, and then the next thing happens.
There you go. Yeah. And that's the next thing, Rule, I was going to get to as well. Yeah. Havertz is all purpose, so he can assist, he can play in midfield, he can link up play.
He cannot play in midfield, Ray. We've seen that. He cannot play.
He has the skill set. Whether you like it or not, he can play in midfield. It just doesn't look as good to us if he's.
When did our midfield look good? When Jesus got hurt.
I mean, it's like singing, Tony. We can all sing, but some of us sing better. So he'll sing better when he's up front.
It's a little false saying he can play.
But Tony, the thing about Gyökeres, as Rule is saying, he'll be on the end of things. He'll be finishing.
He had 10 assists, so it's not like he had 10 assists compared to So I don't know. Some of the
What's
things.
The ratio, Gary? 3-1.
He had 30. What is it? 30? Was it how many goals did he have? 33 goals.
Yeah.
29 goals to 10 assists he had in the league.
It's a 3-1 ratio, right?
13-7. Yeah. We'll see. Does Havertz double that because he gets more? Like if Havertz should easily double that then, based on what everybody's saying, because he played too much. He played over half, probably even 2/3 of the season he played as in the midfield. So if he's going to play a lot more up top and he gets more acclimated to the squad, those numbers should easily double, right?
Yeah. As long as we get, Mikel Merino comes in and Arteta is more likened to playing Havertz up front in that number 9 position as well. So that's Gyökeres. Welcome, Lawrence.
Lawrence finished his breakfast in bed.
Oh, yeah. And so that's Gyökeres. Another name we talked about is Simone Adingra from Brighton. Might be I hate to use the word prospect, but he would be a work in progress, a prospect, and we don't like that now. We're at the stage that we're in, at the phase that we're in at Arsenal right now. Rodrigo is another one. If we're going to discount Osimhen, maybe Rodrigo from Real Madrid is a player who could be persuaded to leave Real Madrid because Mbappe is there and his chances of playing
Uh,
would be limited as well.
no, but right, what trend we're going with the Premier League? You seen that we could have went to Crystal Palace. We could still go after Tony. All these players are
Give
proven
me, give
Premier
me
League.
two, give me two or three names from the Premier League, and I'll tell you why.
Well, I just mentioned two of them, right? So yeah,
Ivan Tony, and what was the other one?
your boy from Crystal Palace, one of
Who?
two of them, I think.
Eze.
Yeah,
So Eze is more of a midfielder, right? I'd love to get him as well, but I think our needs might be more forward. Do you think? Do we think Eze could be one of the forward options?
could be.
I think it's just difficult, Tony, to get players from the Premier League. I thought you might mention Ollie Watkins. That's going to be difficult to get from Aston Villa. Isak
Well,
would be impossible to get from Newcastle. You know.
Watkins is the main one that I wanted to go in for, but
No, I was just saying. I know Rural was saying that Havertz is all-purpose, and that might be because when I was just looking at FB Ref and looking at the compare. You know, they do the comparisons for the forwards.
Okay.
Gyökeres is basically 97% for most of all the attacking and passing stats.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas Havertz is not, in like half of them. So defensively, Havertz is better. It's maybe what they're asked to do.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like we were talking about bringing in a striker more for their goals. Like if you told me that Gyökeres came in and he's going to give you 30 goal contributions in the league, easy.
Take it.
Then I don't go. Okay, well, you know what? He's not pressing as tough as Havertz does.
Yeah.
That's really the only things that his tackling, interceptions, and blocks, and all those types of things are way better than Gyökeres, right? So,
as Brady said he gets the feeling Arteta's preferred signings are pitch area centric rather than specific position centric. I think, rather than tying down a position, Arteta does like to find a player that can satisfy two needs at once. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go to Lawrence on the forward. Lawrence, what's your feeling? I don't know if you heard earlier that Edu said in a quote, "Be patient, and you will not be disappointed by the end of the window for a forward."
Well, I don't know what forward he has in mind because
Right, none of us.
I've been scratching my brain as to who's available out there.
Yep.
I'm not sure whether Tony is coming because Brentford have got an injury situation with a guy they signed from Brazil that was supposed to replace him.
Okay.
The lad that's Sporting Lisbon, Gaio Keres, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been dragging on all summer as well. I don't know, and I've just read that this week West Ham signed the German Füllkrug.
Füllkrug, yeah.
Who I thought would have been a good addition for us.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, I suppose we've got to have faith in what Edu says because he has come up trumps. But I'm just, as I told you the other day, the way Arsenal conducts itself in the transfer market, just to get one signing over the line, while other clubs are bringing in 6 or 7 signings in the same amount of time, is a concern for me.
Yeah. I mean, we've got at least one player in. If you want to count David Raya or another goalkeeper, that's 2 players in. Mikel Merino coming in as well. Probably is all but nailed on for this week coming in.
You don't count Ray because he hired him all last season.
Well,
Right. But
I have to correct you, Ray. I have to correct you, Ray. We've signed 2 goalkeepers this summer, Raya and the young kid from Ajax,
Tommy Setford or
Tommy Stetford.
Yeah.
So in essence, 3 signings.
Yeah. So we get another one in, a midfielder in, and I believe we'll have an opportunity for a forward as well. And, it could be one of the players we're talking about now as well. Rule went on to say, except for Big Gabby and Jorginho, all of Arteta's signings have been multi-purpose. To be honest, I'm not convinced by Merino. I mean, Merino, we're not looking for players now who are, if we get him, great, but it's going to be hard to find players who are going to push one of our top players to the bench.
Teabag's multi-purpose.
Okay, we know. Right. First, you have to be available to even be considered for that conversation, that discussion point. He's not available once again. He's not available again. Fabio Vieira is not available to us.
Fabio Vieira
injured.
Yeah. Yep. Hip injury. And Timber is a minor foot injury.
Mm-hmm.
Tomiyasu will be a little bit more of a complicated injury as well, 2 to 3 weeks, maybe a little bit more for Tomiyasu. And there's a player who's kind of missed a good.
Then 2 to 3 weeks until his next injury. After that,
he might be that player. And Gary's very right. The best ability in any squad is going to be your availability, and that's the first thing, is to be fit and ready to play each and every game in the Premier League. There's going to be, we're looking hopefully at 60 games this season, and this season's got to be a season where we put some silverware. I'm going to say it now, on the eve of the league starting and the season starting, the standard should be to put a trophy in the cabinet by the end of the season. Ever since Arteta's been here, he signed the goalkeeper. Don't wave that red flag at Tony. He'll start that goalkeeper conversation, right?
I still don't think we've really improved through 6 goalkeepers or whatever we've gone through.
Yeah, and look,
don't you find it ironic that we need a striker and a midfielder, and Arteta has signed 8 goalkeepers since he's been our manager,
and
about that many centre backs as well.
Yeah, but I always go back to
something. Backs that he's been doing.
I always go back to something Gary says, and there's levels to this, and you look at each of those 8 goalkeepers, and you can categorize them in the levels, right from Runerson to the bottom, to maybe arguably David Raya at the top. Arguably David Raya.
Well, Emi Martinez is probably at the top.
He was there.
Is he red?
No, I'm just saying, if you're going to go levels, I think Emi Martinez, with what he's been able to accomplish so far, is probably better than Raya.
Yeah, but we had him 10 years and he didn't do shit. Why?
Well, we had Saka for 6 years and he didn't do anything to the last 2, right? And then did we replace him? No, we didn't replace him. We're still looking to do that, right?
Yeah.
Marino is a player that could do that. Based on what I'm hearing, he could easily fit in, because we don't have that 8 that Merino would fit in and be able to play. So
I think
if you're looking for an 8, that's the one.
We were all of the opinion that Emi Martinez was a better goalkeeper than Bernd Leno at the time, and maybe one of Mikel Arteta's mistakes. But maybe, part of the criteria that Edu and Arteta use is the mentality, the personality of the profile, right? So maybe Emi Martinez has shown some things about his character. A good goalkeeper, a good player, but I don't know.
He's a obsessive ex-boyfriend is what he is. 'Cause he doesn't need to mention Arsenal, and he always finds the way to mention Arsenal.
So, Reddy must seem to think that I'm having difficulty pronouncing Merino.
No, it's not you. It was AFC always.
Okay.
It's not all about you, Ray. It's actually like barely ever about you.
Thanks, Gary. I mean, I would love that to be the case. It's almost never about me. We're gonna have some interesting conversations.
Did you see? I mean, I know you starred that message. Are we talking about that?
What's that?
The one about us losing 4 games by the end of September?
Yeah, go for it. I mean, it's possible,
anybody on this panel thinks Wolves are better than us?
Nope.
Villa?
No.
Brighton?
Yep.
You think Brighton's better than us?
He's going with Villa. He's a closet
right.
Villa.
Okay. What about that team? Anybody think that team is better than us?
No.
City?
No.
Anybody think City is better than us?
Even.
All right. And Leicester City?
Was that Man City or Leicester City?
Leicester City.
Leicester.
You think Leicester City's better than us?
No.
Tony, you think Leicester City and Villa are better than
No,
us?
I was repeating my name, Gary.
No, I'm asking you a question. You just got to answer it.
No, Gary. I don't think Leicester's. I think Man City is. I think
there's
Villa
no
is.
4 losses in there. That's the only thing AFC got. It's like
Are you
maybe
saying
one.
what?
Maybe one or two. There might be 1 or 2 losses because of we play that team away and City away, but we've shown that we can compete pretty much at anywhere, everywhere, basically. So I only expect us to get better. And if you're gonna catch City out, it's early in the season on the road. That's a good time to do it, right? So
yeah.
We couldn't beat Villa last year, and they're then a ton of better players. So.
Yeah, but you just said that you think they're better than us. I don't think they're better than us. They got us. Yeah, teams get you. All right, Fulham and Villa basically got us. All right, are they better teams than us?
No.
On the whole, I mean, they can get you.
No.
Any team can get you. City hasn't gone through a season unbeaten, which means, guess what? Even the best team in the world can be beaten. So.
I mean, there's a movie called On Any Given Sunday, so on any given Saturday.
Marino.
Weekend,
I said it. Marino. Sorry.
Can happen.
Ready.
It can happen on any given match. Lawrence, go ahead.
Do you think Liverpool are better than us?
No.
No.
If we turn up, it's not us turning up. You know what I mean?
Can we have an infrared camera of Ray with his fingers?
Should have beat them 2 years ago at Anfield, right?
Yeah.
You don't think we should have beat them 2 years ago at Anfield? We should have beat them 2 years at Anfield.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see all your fingers and toes.
That was the start. That was the start. That should have been a light lane. The flight. The light bulb should have went on. Look, we got a chance to beat a good team now. We're competing at Anfield. We never competed at Anfield.
Craig's had not signed a decent striker since Edu and Arteta have been in charge. All of them have been average.
Yeah. If you can bring in a Rice, then you need to be able to bring in something at that level, right?
Yeah. The only team better than us is Man City, and that's debatable. Right now, we can say that they're better than us to beat us last 2 seasons, but with the aim and the goal is to be better than them by the end of the season. And the curse of the Charity Shield, we're going to put that into practice this season. If you win the Charity Shield, very often you don't win the league. You don't win the Premier League. So Man City did that. We're going to win the treble, Lauren.
It's the Community Shield, not the Charity Shield.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was called the Charity Shield at one time, so I just slipped
back. It was many moons ago, yeah.
Yeah. I slip back to that at times. Sorry. Like Gary said, I'm not perfect. It's never about me, and I don't know.
No, not you, Ray.
No, you know what, Ray equals not perfect is it's pretty much synonymous. They're just like you could say, you know. Did I say that out loud again? Damn it!
Hey, whenever I'm perfect, I'm gonna hang my boots up and retire, Gary.
Well, good. You can live forever, man.
Strive for perfection.
The way Gary's going, he might just be on his shows from now on.
Community Shield, indeed.
And we'll watch the ones that are in.
So what did we see yesterday, Gary? Did you watch the Community Shield? What did we see?
Seen City in their preseason form. That's just they're not ready. They don't even have all their players back yet. So
they're not even ready.
So they don't need to be ready right now. The thing of it is that you could run away with the league and they won't be able to catch you. The trick is you have to hold on to that, right? So they've shown that they can come back if you let them. They've shown that they can make a strong run if you don't do your job. So Arteta has the blueprint. He knows what he can and cannot do. Got to start strong. Got to finish strong.
You know what else? I mean, I was happy with the draw last season, but what else did the other thing they showed us is that you have to go and beat them. Try to beat them on their patch as well.
2 years ago,
we're going to play them away in September 21st at the Etihad. Tony?
2 years ago, the team that was ahead of Christmas had won 7 of the last 10. Now we're at 5 of the last 10, and the 5 times it was City, 3 times catching Liverpool, 2 times catching us.
Yeah.
So
they're pretty good at that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool did it. They had to win something like 18 out of 19 games the first half of the season, So that's kind of the standard.
Liverpool still screwed themselves that one season by going for the
I don't believe so. I don't think you can. We just sit here and everybody complains that guess what, Arteta, you cannot not take every domestic cup seriously. And then now we're saying, oh no, you have to. Then you know what? Reallocate your resources to win the league. You make up your mind. Which one is it? Do you just try to win everything, or do you go no? Just win the 2 big ones and that's it. I don't. That's the thing that I don't like. I believe a good team puts himself in a position to win everything.
Yeah,
that's how, because you don't know, there's some luck involved. The group that you're in, the players and teams that you're playing. Yeah. So the trick is to try to win everything and see how it plays out. So I don't believe that Liverpool should have said, you know what, let's save ourselves for this, because if they did that, then everybody would have been laughing at them, saying, guess what? They took off from the FA Cup or whatever domestic cups they were in, and guess what? They lost the league anyways.
Yeah,
it throws off your form. You can't tell me.
Yeah, but they
in there and put some.
They would have won because they weren't going for anything except for the league.
They had chances to win all 4 trophies.
City went to crap. City went to crap.
They had chances to win all 4 trophies, right?
Yeah.
And they put themselves in position to win all 4 trophies. And then if your mindset is no, we'll take a game off here and there, guess what? You get complacent and then you miss out on even more. That's how I believe the mind works.
It's because City was 10 or Liverpool was 10 points back to City, so they weren't trying to win the league. When City started playing bad.
To Gary's point, you gotta throw the blanket over every competition and go for them, And now we built a process of adding a couple more players in, that we will have a squad that should be capable of going in the Champions League, the Premier League, and the FA Cup. I will accept the Carabao Cup, maybe one of those where we will put out very, very thin team sheets and possibly get turned over in the Carabao Cup at some point. But the FA Cup, it's got to be an FA Cup run. It's got to be Champions League going past quarterfinal stages, and it's got to be a very, very 1 or 2 finish in the Premier League and looking to beat City as well.
I don't know. I don't know with the leap year if we can beat our record of exiting both the domestic cups earliest or not.
Yeah, yeah.
The calendar might help Arteta finally not beat that again.
The
30
It could
years
also
running.
be that the team is deeper now. We don't have an El Neni and a Cedric, and in a Milsroof row. You know, we have a much stronger bench. We have players that actually.
Yeah, but did you add a player for each one of those? No,
It doesn't matter. We're deeper now than we've been in a while, right?
I don't think so.
We're gonna have more players that are gonna play for us this season than last, right?
And plus Tony, we're probably going to add a couple of academy players in there. One area looked good again today as well, by all accounts. Martinelli struggled a little bit. Saka, it's his first game back after being out for most of the summer break here and missing preseason, so he's going to need a little bit of time, and that's the way the demands are on the players now. All professional players, the better you are, the more you're going to play in international competition, and the more you're going to be used, and the more that the club sides have to adapt to you specifically. It can no longer be like Lawrence when you get 3 months off in the summer. Different players now have different amounts of pressure. Of minutes in their legs now. So the likes of Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka need to come back into the team with limited minutes.
Sorry, thought you were asking her a question.
Yes. Don't you hate when that happens, Tony?
Yeah.
Well, what did you see yesterday, Lawrence, in the Community Shield before we get into this game against Lyon?
I thought it was a very dull game.
Yeah.
I mean, Man United, I can see Man United struggling again this season. I mean, they should have really won. I mean, the chances they missed. I mean, Rashford missed 2 easy chances to wrap the game up for them.
Yeah.
City, I don't know. From what I saw, and as I said, I thought it wasn't a great game. And City played a lot of their youngsters, and they were missing some of their big names. Weren't at their best. But as I said, it's just a friendly, isn't it? A Community Shield.
Yeah.
It's just
a tool for
like I said.
Tuning
up.
I
just think it's going to be a repeat of last season for Man United.
Okay, yeah, they're going to struggle in the league. They're going to lose games, but they have enough firepower up front in terms of Garnacho, who is a prospect.
Yeah, he was missing yesterday, but I mean, those 2 chances Rashford had, especially the second one.
Yeah,
his way of form. And I don't want to turn this into Man United fan circle, but I think
you like to do that. Yesterday, last time we were out here, it was Villa. Villa sent friends.
Yeah, I know.
He's in the middle.
Well, I know. Ray thinks this is Liverpool fan circle, but
he's not wrong.
Apparently, what do I know? I'm not perfect, and I don't know anything. So
it's good that you know that, and you can say it out loud and feel comfortable with it. There you go.
I'll strive. I'll keep striving. Lawrence, anything else? Yeah, but
I just said it was. I thought it was a very dull game.
Yeah,
it looked like both teams were still in pre-season mode,
going through
the motions. It's not good. As I said, we all know City are going to be up there this season.
Yeah.
Man United, I don't know if Ten Hag is going to be manager come the end of the season, because I still think United are a pale shadow of the team they once were. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. Although they are making some good acquisitions as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll move back to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lawrence, anything? Rule said, Gary, I do not count the academy players. We need at least 3 senior additions for the squad. I contend that the academy players, the ones that are going to come in, will be better than some of the players who were making the bench last season. That's my opinion.
And where he looks better than Fabio Vieira right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that saying much, Gary?
Yeah, no, it is.
I know.
And where it is, because he looks closer to he looks like he can do some of the stuff Erdogan can do. So yeah, it's definitely easy to do it, but nobody's been able to do it. So the fact that somebody has, that's a plus. But I think he's much better than Vieira. We'll see how it plays out. But
yeah,
as Rule says, is he a senior addition? No. Could he be? We'll find out. But right now, I don't know.
And the 3 senior additions will be Calafiori, hopefully Merino, and a forward of some descript that we don't know yet, an unnamed forward that we don't know yet.
If we're not going to be disappointed by the window, then Edu's got hopefully
he's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we are looking at that part of the season. This is the part of the season where you bring the discussions from 10 or 11 months of the year. It comes to a head at the end of the window, and what we're looking at is domino pieces to start to fall. Bournemouth have just sold Solanke to Tottenham, and unfortunately, that will improve them a little bit. I think Solanke is definitely better than Richarlison, in my opinion. We'll give them one more.
Saying Kitty, as Lawrence likes to call him.
Wolves have sealed a Neto to Chelsea, which is a strange one. But Chelsea...
How's that strange when Chelsea has like 82 attackers?
That's what's strange about it. So I'll say that for the 82nd time. They have another winger that they can add to the ranks, but a player who will only be fit for them for less than half of the season. His injury record.
Do you want to hear something really? Do you want to hear something really strange?
What?
I was watching Arsenal Fan TV yesterday. They do a transfer daily.
Yeah.
Every day. And Robbie said that with Chelsea signing Neto, there are rumours abound that Mudryk would be up for sale again, and that Arsenal are interested.
That's not the kind of surprise we're talking about, Edu.
Yeah.
That is not the surprise at all. Because, are we going to get him for what he's really worth, which is about 20 mil?
No, I'd say probably start about 40 or 50.
So no, I'd rather spend the 50 on Tony then, all right?
Yeah, give me Tony instead of Mudryk, indeed. You know what I mean?
Our Tony, or
either one.
Tony.
Give you the same.
I'm sorry, but our Tony,
I'll figure it out.
Should not even be allowed in the locker room. Not even. No.
Tony be the one handing out the water bottles at the end of the game.
No, I don't. I don't even want him that close. That's too close.
Tony be taking pictures. He's the new club photographer.
In the stadium, I got to think about that one. That's about that's what we're talking about here. Sorry, Tony.
Can, can you imagine Tony doing the speech the photographer did for the Tottenham game?
No, I
This
can't
is my
actually.
fucking
No.
club.
Unless he's talking about
I
Aston
would
Villa,
show, I would show more passion. Right?
Unai Emery. I love Unai Emery and Ten Hag more than I love Mikel Arteta, right?
Well, you've seen us just lose two strikers that we never gave a chance to. Because guess what? Arteta doesn't go to the kids' room to try to find a player.
Which strikers did we lose again?
The one we sold for 40 million and the one we lost for free. That
Balogun.
until
Balogun
walked over
and
to United.
oh, he's talking about Balogun
We didn't
and
let it. We didn't
Cheeto.
let him go. He didn't want to stay.
Cheeto.
Look, he wants to leave for
Well,
the money.
would you want to stay when you don't see the rest of your
because
team
of that.
getting
He's getting
minutes?
the
It's
same.
only
He's
16
getting the
years
same
old.
experience. He's going to get the same kind of career in this immediate term as he gets at Arsenal. He's getting more money. That's it. That's the only thing he can go for, and even that's suspect, right? They can't do much. They're not. You think he's going to be starting next year or playing minutes in the Premier League? No. I mean, it's just the same thing as the Omari Hutchison thing. Kids get sold on a dream, I believe. You know, it could eventually work out for him, but it'd be no different if he stays with Arsenal. You know, It's not guaranteed he's going to be a world-class player anyways, right? So we shall see about that one.
Good. Do you think Arsenal were so bad at creating clear-cut chances, either in the game today or probably last season?
Yes, and
I thought we had plenty of I thought we had plenty of them last year.
Today we had clear-cut chances. We didn't take the damn shot.
All right, so it's not about creating the chances, it's about taking the opportunity when they come along.
Taking them, then being accurate.
Yeah.
In the second half,
accuracy. Gary's for taking
in the second half, I thought they were treating it like just a practice game.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember us testing their keeper in the second half. I mean, first half we should have been like 5 or 6 up.
And I think that
second half, yeah,
you're going to get that. I think, though, Lawrence. You know, on the eve of the Premier League, everybody wants to be ready, be available for the Wolves game next weekend. So it's kind of going to happen. You know what I mean? We did see Calafiori make his debut as well. Looks better suited to center back than left back, says Riddy in his assessment. The modern game is now going toward, your back four being essentially four players that are capable of playing center back and have the skill set to deal with wingers as center backs rather than
They
fullbacks.
took the ball off their attacker really nicely there. When he came in, and I liked what he did. I don't know if
he did some good things.
I quantify that as either a fullback or as a center back, but to me, he played right. He came in to play left back essentially, right? So
but that's not a new.
It looked different than what Zinchenko was doing. So, and that's good. The game state changed as well. So, in a game that was open like the first half, Zinchenko is fine, but we saw him also get run at a couple of times. I don't think that's going to happen to Calafiori if he's playing there. So,
good. I'll be curious to see more and more of him. You know what I mean?
It's not a new thing for Arsenal, though. We had Tierney, who plays center back for his national team. Tamayasu also goes in as center back for Japan. So.
I suppose what Reddy's saying is a good thing then in the final assessment. If we ever do need Calafiori to step in as our center back, if there's an injury within a game to Gabriel Magalhaes, he can cover in that left center back situation, so that's good. We saw his it seems like a couple of weeks since he joined the group. It's been a couple of weeks since he joined the group in Philadelphia, and I think we are slow walking these new acquisitions into the team as well. You know what I mean?
Can you really judge Calafiori after his cameo today? I mean, he was only on the pitch for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I liked what I saw. It looked totally different, and he did show me something. Yeah, he needs more game time. Is it consistent? We'll find out.
Yeah.
But I like what I saw. Like the first time I saw Jesus come on and play for us, what did we see in that first, his first whatever minute or two? It looked really
Against
good.
Everton when he scored that goal, right?
Yeah.
In
So
preseason.
I don't know. I think you got to. I look at what I saw. To me, it looked like when I knock on wood again, when Tierney came out, his first couple of touches looked really good. I was like, all right, that's our left back there.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have one, and we're like, that works. And
Let's
a lot of people liked him. So when he's healthy, he's good.
Unfortunately, you have these two colors in the crayon box.
they're available.
One player who we know
Hey,
that
he's
we
the
know
blue
that's
one.
Zinchenko.
Tony, he's
He's
the
the
blue
blue
one.
and yellow.
Come on.
Zinchenko is the blue and the yellow.
No, Calafiori is our Italian blue. Come on. Got to give him the blue color. Okay?
This is the
Shows
Italian
it.
blue.
Yeah. There you go. I know going back to last season, Gary and I really, really liked Timber. And we would have obviously liked to see more of him, Jurriën Timber. And we feel that he is a very, very good player and would have been for the duration of the season. But I remember Stan saying the sample size was too small, and we do need to see more of Calafiori as well. To cement what Gary has seen those 20 minutes, to cement what he saw already. Lawrence, I understand, Lawrence, you're a little bit more. Give me more. I got to see it. I got to see more of a sample size. I got to see the player holding the shirt up. I got to see them signing the contract as well. So, yeah, that's Calafiori. 2 goals from set pieces. So it looks like what we were last season, we're going to be as good as, if not better, with the set pieces. Declan Rice delivering one to Saliba after 9 minutes, and then Declan Rice delivering one to Gabriel Magalhaes after 26 minutes. So this is what we're going to be. 40% of our goals last season were from set pieces, and teams are going to have to think about that coming into the season as well. How they're going to counteract the likes of Ben White and what he does on corners as well. We don't need preseason injuries. We already lost Tomiyasu and Timber. Exactly. You're right, Tony. Cheeto would have won us the league.
He didn't even put any, we know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony.
Yeah. He would have won us the league last year. Yeah.
Look! I thought the class that Arteta definitely takes
or
every
this
year.
year. Cooking. Crayon.
Cooking with colors.
Cooking with colors. Tony, the internet is a weird and wonderful place, but mostly a weird place. So be careful where you're cooking your colors at. Craig said, "How can you turn down 27 million for Nketiah? Only to let him go on loan."
The valuation is higher than the 27. So
Yeah.
And Arsenal's being, everybody says that they should be ruthless, and then when they're ruthless, everybody says they should lay down. So, but yeah, it looks like it's an obligation. So, if they get that 30 number, that's the number they want, and
Do it.
that's how they're supposed to handle their business, right? You can't ask for ruthlessness and then go, that's so ruthless now. Make up your mind.
If you got 35 for Smith Rowe, you can take a little less.
If you want to be ruthless, Tony, you cannot be non-ruthless
right.
just because you did. No, if you were able to strong arm somebody and get more money, you don't turn around and go, "I'll take a discount." If you don't have to. I mean, that's what ruthless means. You're always ruthless.
Do you want to start the season with him, Gary?
He's
Do
not
you
going to
want to
play. You
start the
know this.
season with it?
It doesn't. They are willing to play with him. I don't. I think that's crazy, but they are willing to play with him.
Who is Arsenal?
Arteta's he's
Yeah.
comfortable if he stays.
What disappoints?
I think that's crazy. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
What disappoints me about that is that I rate Emile Smith Rowe as a better player, but they were willing to take the money and run when it came to Emile Smith Rowe, albeit with an injury record. Whereas Eddie Nketiah, that's the hill that they're starting to show the world that they're going to negotiate tough with, and Eddie Nketiah, and say things like, "We're willing to start the season with Eddie," playing hardball with Eddie Nketiah
Yeah.
around a few million.
Yeah.
I get it.
It still gets me that we gave him the 10 shirt.
The 14. Oh, Emile
No,
Smith
the
Rowe.
10.
Well, we
Yeah.
gave Eddie the 14.
They've Sackett a 7. I mean, they give
Yeah.
them all to the youngsters, right? So
Yeah.
they're trying to sell, and they realize, dude, it's got to come with something of credibility when you do that.
In one sense, it's a good signal to the academy as well, Gary, that you do that.
Yeah, but you gave it to like what? Three of your academy players. How many?
Yeah.
How many players coming out of academy in the same point in time can take on a big number for a squad? Like, you don't see it. I have not seen it at any club. So the Arsenal think we're going to give 3 big numbers away, and it won't matter because it's just a T-shirt, right? No.
Well, what it does is it tells academy kids that you have a pathway
But
to
they
the.
fell flat on their face because they had to double down and hold on to these players when in reality they should have let them go. That's the thing for me. It's not. There's a cause and effect from it. By doing that, giving them a shirt, and then like if they're ruthless, like we want them to be, those players probably should have been gone by now.
I remember a time where the players only wore 1 to 11 on the back of their shirt. I mean, all this shit where you see players wearing 97, 68 just does my head in. I was watching a game, the Leagues Cup that they're showing out here between the MLS and Mexican teams. They had a couple of players in one of the Mexican teams. They were wearing a number 197 on the back of their shirt. I mean, what the fuck is that all about?
That was Chelsea.
Can we tell?
Chelsea shirt.
Do you want to inform Lawrence, or do you want me to inform Lawrence?
What's that?
About Stan. Stan hates the
number, the position.
Just likes the 1 to 11.
I mean, in my day, your first 11 were numbered 1 to 11, and the substitute was number 12.
Right.
There was none of this 24, 36 crap.
Yeah, what Tony's saying is, for instance, the number 4 would have been your holding midfielder.
Yeah.
Which Vieira was, number 4.
Number 9 was your striker. Yeah. Number 11 was your left winger. You knew where you stood, So there was none of this number 26.
Back in your days, Lawrence, there was no such thing as phones. They had pigeons. I mean, it's just a totally different time now, man. You gotta come on. You just gotta know it's totally different now.
I remember going into Highbury for 1 shilling.
That's crazy, right? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Craig said this season, Man City players will have the number 115 on their shirts.
Yeah. They probably didn't even have lights on the stadium, right? They're all day games. The concept of night games is just like, what? No.
Yeah. That's where the 3 p.m. fixture came in. You know what I mean? As well. How about this center back pairing we have though? Saliba and Gabriel.
Hey, they can outscore. They might be able to outscore Neto this season.
Might be able to outscore any.
Well, now you got to pick a player Tony likes. They got to outscore Yuri Tielemans, right?
Who do you like, Tony?
I like Gabriel.
No, see, he's not falling for it.
All right. Let's,
You think they can outscore Jesus? Is what you think?
Wouldn't be much
Or
of
Martinelli? What if they outscore Martinelli or Jesus?
what should we send in the Premier League? What should we set the marker at for both Saliba and Gabriel? 10 goals?
I was say between 10 and 12. We'll put 12. We'll give them some.
You're making it tough. Make it 12 in the Premier League. Make it 12.
That's total or just you're saying just Premier League?
Just Premier League, let's say. Yeah. 10, 12 goals.
That shot that Gabriel took late in the season,
Bournemouth.
A couple of those, then yeah.
I associate that with Lawrence now. Every time we talk about Gabriel scoring a goal, I'm going to remember.
Well, what's crazy about him is that he scored at least 4 every season. I'll be from all competitions at least.
He scored at least 4? Yeah.
I think so.
Are we doing a preseason prediction? Yeah, we are. Yeah. And this time next week we'll be doing the upset challenge as well. So might as well get Tony on record. Tony, will you be participating this season in the upset challenge?
I'm still boycotting because the Sam Greenwood rule.
All right, that's
you can pick it. You can pick. That was okay, but me picking whenever I picked was not okay.
So no new season.
So he picks his the day of the first game of the season. You pick yours the day of the third day of the weekend, and you're trying to those two are comparable. Is that what you're trying to say, Tony? I'll be Sam's lawyer.
Sam
Are you saying those two are equal?
Sam Greenwood. 7 of the starters were out.
One game, Tony.
7.
How many games have you picked on a Sunday, Tony? How many games have you picked on a Sunday? You don't have to answer. We know it's more than one.
Yeah.
That's all right, Tony. You choose not to play. You should play. You can put your picks in long before the table is set for the weekend.
How many points was I at, right, when we went to the World Cup?
Nobody cares anymore. It's over. We don't
you boycotted, so there's no point.
Yeah,
if you're playing, you got to pay to play. If you're
I was playing
for
World Cup here. I was at 97 at the halfway point of the season.
Now you asked us a question. You knew the answer. Just tell us, man. Just tell us. Yes.
I had a system, right? And
you had a system?
That was picking Villa against us and picking Crystal Palace every game at home. Got me lots of points.
Maybe Lawrence might join as well. So Lawrence, I don't know if you're familiar with the upset pick challenge.
If it involves predicting, my stance. I'll be building a fence.
Okay, you don't do predictions. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay.
So disappointed.
I thought. Okay. So we have one.
You thought an old man was going to change his ways?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, the two of them down there, I thought they would change their ways as well. I thought Gary would change his ways as well. A new season, a different Gary, but now we're getting the same Gary. Pick it on Ray. Poor old Ray.
I pick Aston Villa, and for some reason,
all right,
later
Tony.
I had to submit said pick in writing.
Give us your top 4 prediction, Tony. I think we did this already, really.
Yeah, we already did that. I had
do you have the record of it, Ray? Because if you don't have the
No.
record, it didn't happen. Then
No, I'd have to watch it back again. But
I said we would finish third.
Whoa. Yeah,
I do remember that nonsense.
I remember that. Yeah, he didn't have the faith. He didn't have the faith behind him.
So then, when they finish second, he's going to complain. You heard it here, folks.
Make that make sense.
If we predict us third, we finish second and miss out on the title, he'll be complaining that we didn't cross the line.
Yeah.
With money, he's been given. He doesn't have any.
You just predicted us to finish third, so you don't have confidence that this squad can even get second.
I don't have confidence in the coach. He's not gotten any better.
It's a team now, dude. It's a team sport. Everybody counts.
Already, I think I went Arsenal, City, Liverpool, and I'm going to go with Aston Villa again. That's pretty much the same as last season, but I've got to think about it a bit more. I think second again, unless the striker comes in. We can do this. We can do this without a striker, and I'm going to get some flack, right? But we can do this without a recognized striker coming in. With the players that we have in the team, we can do this. We just need to have a few more better days than we did last season. And if everybody scores about 15 goals, then that's where the goals come from.
Riccardo Gabriel.
If we got 6 15s, like five players who scored 15 goals or more, we're in business then. You know what I mean?
We still had our record goals last year, right? Never for shit because we weren't accurate and taking them when we needed them.
Gary, did Partey played today, right?
Yes.
What were your thoughts on Thomas Partey?
He looked better than the last time we saw him play in the preseason, so hopefully that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Looked good on the ball. He always looking to move the ball up the pitch like he always does. He's always thinking ahead to the next pass, and that's when you know he's having a good game, and that's what he looked like today. I mean, if you look at the first half, we were attacking, and he was part of that. So, yeah, he looked good. I don't know about his recovery pace and stuff like that to recover like he's done in the past, but going forward, he looked good. I don't even think I recall him losing the ball, but it might have happened. But usually I remember it, but today I don't remember it happening much. I don't know if Lyon made it easy for him, but he looked good. He took advantage of anything they gave us, and that's my thing. Is players need to take advantage of the team they're playing. So we'll see. But he looked good to me. I don't know if that means if that was our starting 11 for next week. But if it is, then they'll just build on what they just saw and then what they need to work on.
Yeah. Okay, so let's. What do we think the starting lineup will be next weekend? The back. Go ahead, Lawrence.
There'll be Raya, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Zinchenko.
Yeah.
Partey and Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Odegaard in front of them.
Yeah.
And up front, Saka. Havertz and Martinelli.
So
okay.
So exactly what we saw today.
Kind of what we saw today. Yeah. I mean, we're being realistic that Zinchenko will probably start the season the left back.
I mean, every time that you say that, the tear comes down my face. Yeah, you don't see it, but it's. I don't think we have a choice right now.
At home to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Yeah.
Yellow and blue tier.
I don't think the color is yellow and blue, but yeah, the little tear comes down.
Cooking with colors.
I don't think what country he's from makes a difference. It's the talent level that we're talking about here. It's all about the football.
Yeah, but he's got the talent. He's just not
he doesn't have the talent. He'll never be a good defender. We've seen it.
No, he'll never
For
be.
like how many
Yeah.
years now? It's not gonna
And
the talent as a defender.
So-
No, it's not. It's
That's
not
harsh
there.
But
on
he's not a defender. He's not a defender.
He has to defend at that role.
He's
He's
That's
a
been picked for that
midfielder.
position.
part of the job. Like
Yeah.
that's like saying a goalkeeper's not really good at stopping shots, but he plays there. It's
But
like
he's a
no,
good player.
he plays as a goalkeeper. He's got to make stops.
Since it's changed from 35 to 17, I think we'll be seeing more of him this season.
The number 35 down
Well,
to
you know what?
17.
It's half the weight, so maybe
Yeah.
it's half the number, so it might be half the weight, so he might be a little bit lighter on her feet.
Half the numbers might be double the appearances as well.
Mm.
You know, you get a number closer to the 11, you get more opportunities. As Lawrence knows, if you're 187, you don't get to play. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Saka was playing as 77 and
who
97.
Saka was? Yeah,
Saka was.
yeah. So Tony's crayon for Zinchenko is a twist of yellow and blue for Zinchenko. But yeah, unfortunately for Zinchenko and us, we're gonna see him more as a left back. But I do think I said it the last two podcasts. I'll say it again. We may see Zinchenko in midfield. That's my prediction anyway. Some of us don't make predictions.
It's not that happen, Ray.
We'll see him in
You
midfield in some games.
You go with a back three in your knockout game for the Champions League, and you play Tommy Tomiyasu as your
Where is
midfielder.
Alonso? Martin Truex must be driving this afternoon.
The same way that I don't the same way that we'll never see Havertz in midfield is the same way we will see Zinchenko in midfield. That's the odds are the same.
Yeah,
There's 0% chance that Havertz won't play that won't play in the midfield, and there's a 0% chance that Zinchenko will play midfield. The odds are the same. We've already seen it, and I don't think it'll change. I think Havertz will go to midfield at some point this season. Yeah.
Alonso
I
needs to
don't
be here.
Don't think Zinchenko will.
Rule said, I doubt Partey will have to be involved in a lot of games if we get Merino, so injury problems might be better handled with him. If we get Merino, we have Partey, Merino, we have Jorginho and Rice, and that's not a bad combination of four players. The two can be picked from, you know. It will protect Rice from playing all of the games. It will protect Partey from being poor, although we don't know when Partey is going to be poor. I think you put him on the field and you don't know what you're going to get with Thomas Partey. Merino and Jorginho will be very consistent as well in their play up front. Who else came on? Who else came on as substitute today? Well, Calafiori came on for his debut.
Jorginho, Kivior,
And Weary and
Nelson.
Skelly came in.
Waneri and Skelly. Okay.
Nelson.
So there was a lot of players coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had two subs, and we had 6 subs. So yeah.
Gary, I'm encouraged by Skelly coming in and being persisted with.
Yeah.
By
Yeah,
Mikel Arteta as well.
About fucking time.
Yeah. No,
You just need to keep calling for Arsenal to win the league, and it'll happen, Tony.
Everything I said, they start doing. The biggest breakthrough is telling them to do the through ball, not pick them centuries.
Huh?
I said they finally started doing the through balls after I told them.
Right. Yeah, and I
When it was
thought about
wide
that
open.
as well when I saw a clip of Odegaard getting past the midfielder and trying to feed Havertz, but he was offside as well. It's like, wow, there's those through balls that Tony's been talking about. Kivior and Nelson came on as well. So these are players that maybe Nelson more than Kivior, players who are
Well,
possible departures as well toward the end of the window.
yeah.
And
Trossard came on as well.
Trossard came on as well for Martinelli. Okay. And, Martinelli is probably feeling that heat of competition with Trossard breathing down his neck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh,
just White and Erdogan played the full 90. So.
Oh, okay. So it was a good run out. On the whole, our preseason was mixed. I don't think it was all about results at the end of the day. It's about getting fitness for the whole squad, and I think we are pretty happy in the sense that we got some academy players pushing through, looking like they're going to make some waves this season. Some chances were given to players who are on the edge, such as Fabio Vieira. He's had some game time, but we've been able to actually maybe get the majority of the players who will start on Saturday, the majority of them to be up to 75-80% to start the Premier League, which is kind of where most teams have to be now. You're not going to hit the first game in the Premier League 100% fit. You kind of have to play yourself into that and get into a rhythm as the season goes on. And especially be mindful of till the end of September, as I think AFC always said. We have a possibility. You can lose in any given weekend, but there are some very tough games in there. But as Gary has outlined, we are capable. We're capable too of inflicting defeats on those teams. Aston Villa, Man City, Tottenham, amongst them. We look sharp and ready to go, says Riddy. And then maybe one other thing to talk about before we go, unless Gary, Tony, or Lawrence have something else to throw in there. Aaron Ramsdale. There's also a rumor, Lawrence, that he may get his move somewhere at the end of the window.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's just unfortunate because I really liked him. I don't like the way Arteta has treated him. That he's got to get the game time. So he has to go elsewhere.
Yeah, Gary.
No, so I said maybe that's the surprise Ed was talking about, Ramsdale leaving.
Yeah.
What I feel is that it's no different than any other player. So I don't think I get the sentimentality of it, but it is part. We talk about being ruthless, and that's what it looks like. Nobody likes it because they like the player, but it is part of the job. Yeah, I don't like the fact that they have not found the right goalkeeper yet in 6-7 tries. I don't.
Yeah.
Ray is still not at the level he needs to be, right? So, yeah.
I definitely would agree with both of you. There's players that I have that sentimentality for. I wanted Emile Smith-Rowe to work out at Arsenal, and he had his time. He played some games. Injuries were against him, and now I'm gonna be just happy for him that he scored some goals in preseason for Fulham. I'm gonna be happy for him. I'm not gonna be that player, that fan who said we could, because we could have had that player in our team, but he was deemed maybe availability was a big part of it, but he was also deemed not to be part of Arteta's plans moving forward, and that's
he was never part of the plan. He didn't play until we shit. He said no more to our attacker. He went bye-bye because he got in a fight with a coach and stuff. I said, what coach? It's Arteta. I bet you anything it was Arteta.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, the club makes these decisions that we as fans have to accept. I like Joe Willock as well a few years back, but that was a player had to move on as well. Um,
He, he was really good under Emery.
and I'll tell you what, yeah, and I'll tell you what, Tony. As long as the club is progressing and moving forward, and we're in title battles with Man City and looking to be competitive, you can't really come back and say you were wrong, Mikel and Edu. You can't really come back and say that about Emil Smith Rowe or Joe Willock or any of the decisions that we've made to get us into this position where we are now on the eve of the season, where we're probably looking at the end of the season of being happy with a trophy. Somewhere along the line we have to be celebrating winning a trophy in May. You know what I mean? So yeah, double trouble, Saliba and Gabriel. I hope it's maybe even be as greedy as to think two trophies, a double of some sort we could do. Well, let's start with one. Selling Ramsdale without signing another number 2 is very risky. So I think really that Karl Hein is going to be promoted into that backup keeper.
Isn't he supposed to go on loan now? Karl Hein is supposed to be going on loan. Like that's
So-
already set, I thought.
Yeah.
So what is the plan then? Is Ramsdale right now our number 2? I don't know.
That's
the
why.
plan.
That's why it's risky.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a
Yeah.
clear number 2. Like right now, we don't have a clear number 2.
Wow. Lawrence, you want to chime in?
Yeah.
Lawrence
So
is a new goalkeeper.
He's still back up to Raya, but he's still available in the market. So if he does go, then we're fucked.
Yeah.
Tony,
Tony,
because I think
Tony's saying that you're our goalkeeper correspondent right now. That's what Tony's saying, right, Tony?
He's our second choice goalkeeper.
Oh, Ramsdale is.
No, Lawrence is.
Yeah, it is very risky. We don't have a recognized number 2.
We have 3 players. You got Eddie, you got Ramsdale, and you got Kivior, which Kivior shouldn't be up for sale, but he will be. So, how many of those 3 are gone? One window shut.
And Kedia will be gone to Marseille. Ramsdale, I believe, whispers are Southampton. A season-long loan to Southampton. But we'll see what happens. There's a lot going to happen in these 2 weeks, so let's get ready. And I think that Edu's right. There will be some surprises, hopefully of the good nature. Tony, how did Ainsley Maitland-Niles play today? That's to you, Tony.
Boo on Riddy.
Huh?
Said boo on Riddy.
Boo on Riddy. Tony, you're lucky Alonso didn't join us today. Gary, you got anything else? Do we miss anything?
No news on the wire. So
anything to add?
No. Just bring in. We should hopefully have one new target acquired and then another one in the process by game time. I hope so. That's kind of my thinking there.
They need to make sure they check for their wallets because that's the important thing at Arsenal. Make sure your wallet's with you at all times.
So Tony Tony actually did not get the message. That's what you're saying with that comment. You did not get the message.
What message?
Tony is the pickpocket. He's not. He's not been pickpocketed. I can see.
Suspect the guy with one leg being the pickpocket.
People are less likely to think that you're the pickpocketer in that situation. You know what I mean? So you could be that guy, Tony.
That's still a bizarre fucking thing to do.
He does some
Yeah.
weird things, but he gets his players on his side. So the ones that want to be, anyways.
Yeah. I don't know. I prefer he didn't say these things, but also I like to see our rivals be triggered by whatever Mikel Arteta is saying now. And a little bit like our transfer dealings, as long as we are moving forward and getting better each and every year, I can't sit here and criticize the way his mind thinks. You know what I mean? The way he tries to motivate the team. Because I
Yeah, but
think,
it's been clear for 3 years that our number one target needed to be a striker, and we haven't.
right?
That's
Yeah.
a totally different part of the job,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we're talking about motivating the players you got versus trying to get ones you haven't, trying to get the ones you haven't got yet. So he does one.
Yeah.
He does once they're in the door. I think he gets them on their side. The trick is to get them in the door.
Ainsley Maitland Lyons, Leon.
We got nothing for him. Got nothing for him, and he starts for a top flight team.
Could have got 20
Can I
million.
address Arsenal's transfer
Yeah.
dealings, right?
Yeah.
Somebody sent me a video of Ian Wright interviewing Arsene Wenger. And Ian Wright asked him, what players did he have the opportunity to sign, but failed to get over the line? And he said there are two players he wished he had done better in signing, getting them to Arsenal. One was Cristiano Ronaldo, who was at the club, and Arsenal had. Sorry, let me start that again. Arsenal waited 6 days to sign him, and by the time Arsenal got around to making a decision to sign him, Man United nicked him from under our toes, right? The other player Arsene Wenger regretted not signing was N'Golo Kante, because we had first refusal on him when he was at Leicester. And again, Arsenal dragged their heels about whether or not to sign him. But by the time we decided we were going to get him, Chelsea had signed him. So again, this just shows the poor man management in our transfer department at the club.
You're leaving out Messi and all the other
I
ones.
think he was talking about in Arteta. Were you talking about in Arteta?
No, I'm talking about Arsene Wenger. This is just typical Arsenal, because Arsene Wenger said Arsenal had 6 days to think about whether or not to sign Cristiano Ronaldo, and Ronaldo wanted to join us. And by the time Arsenal decided they were going to offer him a contract, Man United came in and whisked him away to Old Trafford. And he regretted that. He said he wished he had signed Ronaldo the moment he came down to the club.
Yeah.
And the same thing with N'Golo Kante. He was offered N'Golo and Kante when he was at Leicester. And again, Arsenal failed to act on it. And by the time the club decided they wanted to sign him, Chelsea nicked him and took him away. So this proves that the way Arsenal conducts itself in the transfer market is a joke. That's why we're still waiting 4 weeks after it was announced Merino is a done deal, that he still hasn't put pen to paper.
Yeah.
This explains why it's taken Arsenal over 50 days to get the Calafiori deal over the line. When I see clubs like Aston Villa and West Ham,
please stop comparing what they're doing to what we're doing. They're not.
Yeah,
they're not pulling in similar types of players, though. Like
you're saying,
tell me what player from West Ham and Villa you're bringing onto this squad, and you're going, yeah, they give us extra.
Okay,
what we
from
don't
West
have,
Ham, Kudos. I would sign Kudos in a heartbeat. I would sign.
Talk about this window.
That was
So
last
this window,
season.
right?
Yeah.
You're going to go back in history, but you're talking about right now. This window, we've signed one player. They've all signed like 5+. Which one of their players? I know there's probably one, but what level? What players do they have that you're going? Oh, those are Arsenal level players.
Well, I just said Kudos
That's from last year.
from West Ham.
We're talking about this year, aren't we?
Yeah. That was
Go back
last
in
season.
time, and then you can say
Kudos.
every player, right? Then we,
Yeah,
then
Kudos was
guess
nice.
what?
In
Then
fact, we were offered.
But then if I tell you
In
we
fact-
got Henri, then it's all over and done with, right? Right?
Yeah.
You don't even compare to that.
In fact,
So
in
what,
fact-
I think Arsenal
in
did
fact-
good with Henri,
in
signing
fact-
Henri.
in fact, Kudos was offered to us before he went to West Ham. But again, Arsenal dragged their heels on whether or not they were going to sign him, and he went to West Ham.
Yeah, I think what they do is they run the roll over the player and decide whether they want to move forward with him, and there's a number of factors in terms of what if they go with him. And part of that was what we mentioned earlier in the podcast is his personality and characters taken into account as well.
Okay, and to answer Gary's question, the German kid they signed, Fulkrug, I wouldn't mind having him in our squad.
Yeah,
All right.
He's a 28-year-old striker.
Let's
So what?
when we do get
We need a younger man. We already have an old striker in the sense of we got, I don't know what that is.
Alexa, dismiss.
All right.
Alexa, dismiss.
Yeah, listen, Lawrence, when we get the forward in that Edu is talking about, let's compare him to Fulkrug, and then we'll be able to compare.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? That's fair, right?
But what?
Don't you think it's strange? Don't you think it's strange that a player that we've been linked with and everyone's been saying for the past 4 or 5 weeks it's a done deal, still hasn't been completed?
In Merino,
Yeah.
do you know what I'll tell you with this is in previous years Liverpool used to be, and yes, I'm going to go to Liverpool, right? Liverpool used to be the gold standard of bringing players in and getting things done in the market quickly. Now they're looking to bring in Zubimendi from the same club that we're looking to bring a player in from. Let's see if we can beat them with Merino. Another
player we were linked with, and it was supposed to be a done deal, and now Liverpool are after him.
Zubimendi. It might not be a done deal because Zubimendi has turned down Barcelona and Arsenal in previous seasons, and that might be a player who's not willing to leave the confines of his club, of his surroundings right now at San Sebastian. We talked about it on Thursday night. It's a nice part of the world to live in, and he may not be willing to take that challenge yet. Again, he may be of an age coming to 25 years old where Zubimendi wants to go to Liverpool and try and do something. But, Liverpool are under pressure to get a player across the line. We're talking about teams who have not done any business, have done loads of business. Liverpool have done nothing so far. You know what I mean? If you're a Liverpool supporter right now, you're not very happy probably, right? Even though they've had a decent preseason. I have not been scouting Zubimendi for 5 years, but I have just been aware that Arsenal tried to get him. And Arsenal were not in contact with him this season, but in previous seasons. It's not a done deal, mate. Don't believe everything on social media that you read. So we're talking about maybe.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, I'm disappointed we're not done
faster.
It's just gonna finish. It might not finish till the end of the window, and
I think.
But that's the biggest
Well,
part.
what gets me, Calafiori's coming in. Why don't you
get
get
the next
rid
one.
of get rid of one of your other left
They are trying to.
center
That's the
back.
thing. But they're not at the speed that you want. That's the problem. Nobody
Yeah.
like who knows what they're working about. By the time you hear about it, isn't like it just happened. It's been in the works for a week, a days. Who knows what?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They push out what they want to push out. You know.
Yeah,
So,
but
And
Kivior
it's
and
dominoes.
Zinchenko should be gone already.
Some players have to leave in order to bring a player in. It's got to be one out, one in, right? Is that what we're waiting? That's what we're waiting on. Stephen has joined us. Said Wenger had the opportunity to sign Conte when he was still in France and would not pay the agents' fees, and Leicester got him for pennies, and they got the benefit of a really good player. And
they got him for pennies. That means they paid the agent fees, right?
they got him for a pretty reasonable amount when he was unknown, kind of unknown in France.
No, but Leicester would have got him after, right?
Leicester got him after we knew about him. Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kivior might be needed as backup. Yeah, I mean, Tony's right. Kivior could be sold, but equally could stay at Arsenal for another year.
You don't need both of them, though, do you? You don't need Zinchenko and Kivior. I still want to.
If you can't
Kivior
sell
wasn't
Zinchenko,
why we lost the title last year.
And that's
He's
part.
good enough.
That's part of why I feel that Zinchenko will be used in midfield. You know, if we have too many defenders and too many fullbacks, and we don't have enough midfielders, Zinchenko could play some cup games in midfield. That's
Might
just
not be cup games, known as crayon, because he's having it.
might be in some league games as well. Well, listen, I think we'll leave it right about there. Right? There's a few pieces to fall yet in these next 2 weeks. These next 2 weeks we'll be talking. Some of us will be talking about predictions. Some of us will opt out. Some of us will boycott.
I won the predictions 3 years running. The season prediction.
And you retired. You won and you retired. That's what it is. You gave up.
I don't see any record of that anywhere, so I don't believe it happened.
Ray knows I won it.
Ray doesn't know anything. You established that earlier today.
Tell him, Ray.
Ray knows nothing.
We established that I know nothing earlier.
Oh, fuck you, Ray.
I have to back Gary up every opportunity. All right, Lawrence, I think it's
Lawrence.
All right, so yeah, listen, we'll do. It's going to be an interesting couple of weeks. We'll have football to talk about, real meaningful football to talk about, and we'll have transfers, hopefully, to talk about. So yeah.
What do we have, Ray? 3 weeks of games, then we go on.
3 games a week.
Break.
3 games a week.
No, but I'm saying we have 3 weeks of games before we go on this stupid international.
Yes, I have it here.
Which is actually kind of good if you think about it, because we have 2 weeks to prepare for that gauntlet of that team and City back-to-back weeks. So
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, if we're gonna steal games,
we usually do 4 after those breaks.
All right, so what we'll have is Wolverhampton Wanderers, as we know, and then we'll go away to Aston Villa. There'll actually be a Champions League draw then before we play Brighton at home. First international break, Tony. First international break will come after the 3rd game of our season. And then we will be Tottenham. Gary said we'll have 2 weeks off before Tottenham. We go away to Tottenham, and we go away to the Etihad. That will be a pivotal week in our.
Then we go for early October international break.
Yeah, and then we're early October international break. There's a Carabao Cup after the City game, and actually, in between Tottenham and City away, there'll be our first Champions League game as well.
In between what?
In between Tottenham and Man City, there'll be the first Champions League game as well.
Okay. All right.
That's going to be spicy that week.
See what team the computer spits out for.
Yeah. and it could be a difficult game, Tony. So,
There'll be difficult games because you're gonna have two teams from Group A, whatever you want.
It's just, but it's not like you can play 4 top teams, right? So it's only 2,
correct.
2, right? So
Yeah,
you're not guaranteed to have 3 tough games in a row, essentially, right?
yeah.
We're
Yeah.
I think we're in pod 2, I think.
So, yeah, that'll be interesting. Tottenham away, North London derby, then our first Champions League game, and then we play Man City at the Etihad. In a situation, if we win or draw, if we draw at the Etihad, we can win at the Emirates. But I'd really like to. The only way you can beat City is to slay the dragon twice, really. You know what I mean? That's something we were criticized for back in March, I believe it was, when we didn't exactly play for a draw, but we were happy enough to take a draw because it meant that we stayed ahead of City at the time. Anyway, we hopefully will have a full house on Thursday night. There'll be some WGAF games that we talk about.
Who gives a fuck? Games of the week brought to you by Tony.
As Tony knows. Lawrence, thanks for joining today. Preseason's over. The season starts. Tony,
Don't waste your time tuning into these games.
thanks for bringing your box of crayons with you, Tony, as always.
Basket of crayons. Basket of crayons.
There's a lot of browns in there, a lot of browns and reds in there. Not a lot of colors. And Gary, thanks for putting me right. You know what I mean?
Just speaking truths over here, man. Just speaking the word, man. I'm sorry.
I will.
Sorry if it stings sometimes.
Here's your green.
Tony,
Here's your
Lauren,
green color.
everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us.
I will strive through the course of this season to be better.
You will be a red crayon.
And Tony will play with his crowns. Okay? That sounds bad. Take care, everyone. We'll see you on Thursday. Thanks.
Can't play with too many.
Gary, Lawrence.